tired today?
Yeah, I only slept 4 hours.
You only slept 4 hours? Oh no, and then you come to class at 7 a.m.?
Right. I have to wait. I have to get up at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.? Wow, so Amy gets up at 5 a.m. and then she comes to class. Oh, that's amazing. Alright, so today we're talking about the You Too Can series. Okay, so I'm teacher Teri and this is my student Amy, and she takes the You Too Can 4 series. So we just started this new term and Amy had some questions about how can I maximise my English learning. So I decided to do this short video with Amy, and we're just going to give some tips on how to use this book more effectively. And so we're going to call it today the 5 5s. These are 5 things that you can do every day to maximise your English learning. Okay, so Amy has some questions.
How can I learn new vocabulary words and remember them?
Okay, so how can I learn new vocabulary words and remember them? Usually what I like to do is I like to ask students to go to the first page of your lesson in the You Too Can book, and the keywords, you have 10 keywords here, and choose at least 5 of those words, and what you can do is use translate and you can find the definition, and what you can do is you can write in a sentence at the bottom. Now you can write this sentence in past, present or future, or you can write it in the progressive tense which you learned in You Too Can 3. So those are ways that you can learn more vocabulary words, but not just memorise the word, but actually write a sentence so you know how to use the word. Okay?
Okay. Question number 2. Is there a method to become more fluent?
Okay, is there a method to become more fluent? Yes, there is. Basically, you need to practice, right? You need to try and practice by reading aloud. So my recommendation is to, again, go to your You Too Can book and look at things like the dialogue or the article. With the dialogue, a lot of students will preview this at home, but they'll read it in their head,
Yeah.
right? It's something that you do, you just read it in your head?
Yeah.
Okay, so my recommendation is to find a quiet place and read it aloud, right? So you can go through it, you've got a dialogue with Joanna and Tyson, and you can read it aloud. So you could be doing it this way. Hi Tyson, mind if I sit down? Sure, have a seat. Thanks, how's it going? That's too bad, what happened? And you can read it through and then do it more quickly.
Yeah.
And you could do maybe 3 or 4 times. And with this, it means that you can exercise your mouth muscles, right? And yeah, it helps you to become more fluent. And then you can listen to the words that you can't actually say, because in your head you might pronounce it, but when you say it, it sounds different. Okay, so I recommend that you read through this section or the article section and read it aloud.
Okay, I will practice it. Question number 3. Pronunciation can be difficult. What can I do?
Okay, so pronunciation, it is very difficult. So you're learning words that you're learning words that you've never heard before, and also sounds. So things like p, b, v, and l, r, and the th sound, and the z sound is all very hard for Korean students. What you can do is you can actually do the listening lab. That's very effective, right? So you can do 5-10 minutes with your listening lab. Then when you come to class, you have 5 minutes with your teacher, right? That's not a lot of time. My recommendation is to do it at home, right? So like the zip and the zip. So you can do zip, 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 is on tap out, you have a voice note. So you have your tap out and your could record zip, zip, zinc, sink, zinc, zone, zone, seal, zeal, and then you can send that to me.
Oh, okay.
So if you send that to me, then I can correct your pronunciation, and then I can record myself and send it back to you.
Oh.
That's a way to overcome difficult pronunciation words.
Oh. Next question. I'd like to write better in English. How do I know if my sentence are grammatically correct?
Okay, so I like to write better in English, but how do I know if my sentences are grammatically correct? You don't know until you ask your teacher.
Yes.
So what I recommend doing for this one is write your own answers. So you can go to the conversation section in your book, which is, if we're looking at lesson number 5, okay, page 75, you've got the conversation here on foreigners, right? You could take 5 of those sentences and you can write your own answer. It asks you the question here and it gives you A and B as a response to your partner.
Yeah.
But I recommend students write out their own answer, right? So you can practice your writing, and if you pick 5 good sentences, then you can give it to me and I can check your sentences and see where you're missing connectives, or maybe the structure is wrong, or maybe you need to flip the sentence or something like that.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm making the correct sentences in conversation. How can I be sure?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm making the correct sentences in conversation. Basically, what you need to do is ask for help. A lot of students, sometimes they don't want to ask their teacher, they don't want to bother them, or sometimes they feel a bit shy, or maybe they don't want to make a mistake.
Fine.
But the purpose is to make mistakes. The more mistakes that you make, the more that we can correct you, the better your English is. Okay, so think about, how can I construct a sentence? You're not trying to make a big, long, complicated sentence. What we ask you to do is, you can write down your sentence, okay? So you can write down from here a short and concise sentence. If you're unsure, you can ask the teacher, how can I say this more effectively? What is another way that I could say this? Is there an easier way? Or if you want to challenge yourself, you can try to make a more complicated sentence. But always ask your teacher. Did that answer your questions?
Right, it's very nice answers.
Very nice answers.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Very kind. Okay. Okay, give me a COVID high 5.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye!